Okay, I want to talk about something today that most people do not like talking about, and it's about losing a loved one. A lot of times, when people lose a loved one, especially their child, they don't know how to think. It's like, it's like it's real painful. It is very painful. And, I have to say that I truly do believe that everybody that is going home, they're it's going to be totally different, like your child, like your mother, like your auntie or whatever. It's going to be totally different, and for the ones who have never lost anybody, let's talk about the child first. It's just it's crazy, it's like you go through the stages of disbelief that this can't be happening to you. You feel like you're numb, you're lost, and you just don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. It's like, look like you have been knocked into, a third planet, that this cannot be happening to you. And so, a lot of people come to you and they be telling you different things, like, that they're sorry that this happened, and they never had this to happen to them, and they pray that it never happened to them. Stop it. Don't say that. That's the last thing a person want to hear. They're already going through an emotional state of losing a loved one, and the last thing that they really want to hear is about this never happened to me, and I pray to God it never does. If you don't have anything nice to say, just say that I send you my condolences. And if it's anything that I can do within, the art of kindness or whatever, you let me know. Don't even tell them that you can do things that you possibly cannot do. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people do need you. Sometimes they just need you to say a kind word to them, because it's like it's a devastating event that has happened to them, and they don't know how to deal with it. But for the ones who have lost a child, I want to say that it gets better. It really does. And the only person that can tell you something like that is the person who has been through a child, leaving on another vibration. And they have to go through what they have to go through. And I think it's like 5 stages of disbelief. It's like they can't believe that it happened. It seemed like it's a bad dream. And it's like, you waiting on your child to knock at the door, and, all kind of things, but you can't believe that it has happened to you. And then sometimes you get mad at God. You say, why did this happen? What did I do? And I truly have to say, it's nothing that you have did. It's just part of life. And as mean as that sounds, it's nothing that you did. It's nothing that you caused to happen. It is just part of life. And things do get better. You have to go through your emotions. You have to go through your feelings. You have to go through your hurt. And do not deny none of that pain and grief. Cry. Cry till you can't cry no more. And when you can't cry, just sit. Just sit down till you can't sit no more. Then when you get through sitting, and do whatever else you need to do, and things will get better with you. It gets better with you with time. And whatever you have to do, just do what you got to do to make yourself feel okay with yourself. Things do get better one day at a time. Sometimes we have to do writing, and journal how you feel, you know, journal your thoughts, journal everything. write your loved one a letter. If it's your mom, write your mom a letter. Write your mom and tell her how much you love her, how much, you know, you love the things that she did for you, and tell her that you would never forget her. And one thing I have to say is that a lot of people, we have been taught to believe that, you know, there's a such thing as death, and it's not a such thing as death. Life is eternity, meaning that life is breath, and breath does not die. There's no such thing. Death was created to put fear into people. One of the greatest fear tactics in the world. Even though that person may shed the physical, but the spiritual energy is still there. That is life everlasting. So, for the one that has, appear to have lost somebody, in reality, you have not, because that person's energy is always going to be around you. And I know a lot of people who are caught up in religion and time, they can't grasp onto things like that, and that's okay. But for the ones who can think outside the box, just know that life is vibration, and we go through different vibrational stages. So you do what you have to do as long as you need to. Nobody can tell you how to grieve and when not to grieve. It's all about you. And then when time gets better, when you can deal with it, then deal with it on your time. Hopefully it don't be years, because if you start grieving for years and you don't deal with the situation, you're going to end up getting sick. You will get sick because it will be too much on your physical, and your physical cannot rely on worry and anxiety and pain and all that kind of stuff. So you're going to have to deal with the situation of what happened and how you feel. And you're just going to have to deal with it, and you will be okay. A lot of times people, they don't want to talk about, these kind of things. That's the last thing, but you need to talk about it, because at one day we're all going to shed this physical. But our loved ones are always present, and they want you to talk to them after a period of time, like I'm talking to my audience. This too shall pass. Feel what you got to feel. Deal what you got to deal with. And let go, and let the Most High be at peace. Love.